So today is a good day. I'm feeling good. Y'all know I be down sometimes, but today I'm even better today because I got one of my best friends on here on the show today. So I'm super excited that he decided to come. But click like, click share, click follow. You know, it's unscripted. We're going to talk, get to the business, talk about things. He doesn't know. He always says, he just said, Pastor Comment is always unscripted when dealing with me. That's the fun part of life, the action pack, to just go, to just get to it. But without further ado, let me, Guy, introduce yourself.
Hello. I am Kevin Dancy, Dr. Kevin Dancy. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me, Donald.
Welcome.
Absolutely.
So how was today?
How was today?
Yeah.
Today was a good day. You know, I'm getting ready to go on vacation, so I'm excited about that. I work hard. I'm just getting into my spirit. I got to play even harder. Life without any relaxation is just doesn't balance out. So I'm learning in my older age to let's do a little balancing.
And you're what?
As I get more seasoned.
Oh, okay. Seasoned like chicken, or seasoned as in
seasoned as better as I get older.
Okay, like wine. Yes, with time.
Yeah,
so you're gonna take vacation. I'm not a person. You know me personally. You know, I'm not a person that's a big vacation guy. Yeah. So how are you for vacation? As being, you know, you're having your consulting business. So how is it when you relax and unwind and just totally offline? How is it for you? Because to me, I'm antsy.
Yeah. So here, it's new for me too. You know, in my life, I've worked, and I think I was just brought up that way. You work, and then you save, and then you enjoy later. Well, I think I've kind of evolved in a way of, work, play, live, and do it all simultaneously so that you can enjoy the things that you want to do while you're in this season or in this age. As we get older, I don't feel that we're going to enjoy the same things that we did when we were 30, 40 years old. So I'm just kind of looking at life a little differently now. I'm kind of stopping to smell the roses and owning that.
So are you saying that that's something I should do?
I am saying that my life is that works for me. I wouldn't say that that's something that my life is everybody else's life. I think that we don't know. Tomorrow isn't promised, so live for today. Life is for living, so live it. Doesn't mean you need to, not work or not put all into your passions, but I am saying that you don't know what tomorrow is bringing. So love today, live for today, and deal with tomorrow.
And, that's pretty cool because I was talking to someone today. We play racquetball. I'll tell you the person name off because I'm about to divulge some information. But he was telling me, someone that he knows is about to, they're going through a dementia stage. And he's like, they're worth about $10 million. And they got, grown kids. And he's like, once the person pass on, them kids going to blow through that money. So what you're saying is work, save, work, and then enjoy it later. It's like, what's later?
It's later. And you don't know what later looks like.
Don't.
Right.
And this person is going through an illness, so you won't even appreciate what you work to save for. And it's not like this person inherited the money, like this is old money. Mm-hmm. This is money they actually work for. So it's like, well, what happens now? What's your next now?
Right.
So, and I look at that and I was telling them, I was like, that's why it's just good to, spend the money. My mom taught me this when I was 18. I told her, I said, hey, I'm going to save money for you. I don't come from a wealthy background. And I was like, hey, I'm going to work and save money for you, Mom. In case something happened to me, you'll have something. And she looked at me. She was like, spend it. I'm like, what? She said, spend it. I said, why? She said, because when you die, what you work and save in 6 months, I'm going to spend in 6 days. Everybody don't appreciate it.
Right.
So I want to smell roses, but I get to vacation. You give me 1 day, I'm good. Mm-hmm. You give me 2 days, I'm okay. The third day, I'm mentally like, I got to get back to work. And I'm trying to trick myself back to where I want to get out of that.
Yeah, I think that just comes with time. I mean, I was the same way. Vacation was 1 day, and I feel like I'm missing something. and then it was 3 days, but I always feel like I was missing something. And the older you get, and the more you do this, you feel like it'll be there. The problems will be there. The good parts will be there. So give me a chance to just disassociate with what the norm looks like, so that when I get back to it, I'm full throttle and I'm refreshed to do so.
But the thing is, you and I are pretty much in the same age bracket. We're not too far apart. Of course, I joke that you're much older, but we, in reality, I got to be real with them, so I got to tell it how it is. Yeah. So you and I are basically in the age group bracket, and that's me owning my own business and entrepreneur. How can you help me? Teach me, educate those that are in business that doesn't know how to unwind from just to detach. Because I go home and I be on my phone. Like, you see my phone ringing just now. I'll be on my phone.
Same.
Same. I'll be on my phone and and then I'm thinking, and it's like sending emails while you were here waiting. I'm sending emails and taking a conference call. And it's just like, how do I detach?
That's a good question. I don't know if there's a answer on how. I think you just have to be more intentional about doing it. I think you have to put it on your calendar. I mean, I work in time every day, meaning that, I'm a dentist. So I see a patient at 8, I see a patient at 15, I see a patient at 30. So everything is on time. I need to detach that. It took me years to get there. Even when I was on vacation, I will make a breakfast reservation at this time. I did it this at that time. I did it this. Vacation for me means I am moving to a spot or I'm going to a place where I don't work on time. When I get up, I get up. And I go eat, I go eat. When I want to hit the beach, I go hit the beach. When you want to wear the Cartier, you wear the Cartier. That's just where I am, right? So I think the answer to your question is just being more intentional about what difference looks like. What does vacation look like? What do you want it to look like? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go?
And the scary part about this is, and I have to be real with you guys, and I have to be real with you, because I do have some followers and the ones that's loyal to me, and I'm getting some good views, and which I appreciate. But the scary part about it is that I don't even know what different is. And that's so scary. And especially at my age. And I don't know.
You know what, Don? I don't know if you don't know what different is. I think you know what comfort feels like.
Okay.
It's very familiar to be comfortable. You are who you are, and that's fine. And you run in that particular circle, and what makes you feel fine. But how do you disconnect?
That's the thing. I don't know how. And the only thing I know is that I like to take naps. I like to take a nap. I love naps, but it affects my night sleep because it makes me stay up late. Yeah. But I don't know how to disconnect. I don't know how to just turn it off. Now, on weekends, I try to not answer questions, and I try to not get as annoyed, because I think, even as myself, I catch myself, sometimes customers, and you guys don't understand this, is that customers don't have concept of time. Right. They think when you're providing a service for them, you never off.
24/7.
They don't respect your time. And they'll call me on a Sunday night and a Saturday night, and I'll just be looking at my phone like, this couldn't wait till the next morning?
Of course it could. But you being comfortable and me being comfortable, I'll answer it, right?
Sometimes I don't. Well, I'm learning now not to.
There are times I get hit all the time. I get hit on Facebook, here on IG, in a store. Hey, and we talking business. You just got to be able to just disconnect and say, hey, let's talk Monday. It's not disrespectful. It's just being human. Mm-hmm. And you gotta. I'm learning self-care and all that good stuff. That matters. That mental health matters. Where you are in your space, it matters.
And the thing about that, and people have to understand that with business, and your mental health state means a lot, because how can you run your business if you're not mentally stable?
And you have to be rested.
You're not. Man, I try my hardest. And, I have friends, they like to party and they like to go out and do things. But me, at a certain time, my body shuts down.
Like, that's just old age, bro. That's just old age.
It's just like, but I just want to see, and I've talked to you personally about the normal life of just having a normal life, and I don't see it. And people tell me, because you're single, you got to go out and do things. And like me, it's like I'm trying to kind of find myself, and the scary part of that is that I really don't know who I am. Because you got to realize, starting a business at 30 and like you're trying to start your life for success, it consumed me. and I allowed it to consume me till it is my norm. And it's like someone that smokes cigarettes all day long, and it's just 20 years. You wake up 20 years pass by, your body's addicted to it. You don't know.
Yeah. I think the good thing about it, though, is that everybody has a story. And your story won't look like the next person's story. But your story will influence the next generation's story. You're doing it at 30. You said, I'm going to do this. And you did it. Somebody else see this and say, you did it at 30. I'm going to wait. I'm going to do it when I'm going to do it now. And that's 19. So you never know how your story impacts somebody else. And that's all it's about. I mean, it's about the next generation doing what you can do here, of course, for you and your family and your friends, but also what does that leave for the next person? You know, I'm graced to be a father, and, you know, that is very important to me. And so within that, I have an obligation to make sure that my kids are good, right? That's not them just looking at me and saying, oh, I'm going to do exactly what he does. That's also them looking at me and says, I'm definitely not doing what he does. But that's my story, and that's my impact on them. So, you know, I say all that to say that, you know, if we are intentional about what change looks like for the better of us and what that means in longevity, but also keeping in mind that we got people looking at us, whether they're our kids, whether they're our members of church, whether they're people in the community, whoever we impact, because you never know, then everything else is gravy. Everything else is good living and should be, you know, you should reward yourself because of what you're doing for others and you know, the impact that you make on people.
So, I was curious and running through my mind is did someone have to tell you about the timing process thing you had, or you identified that yourself?
Which
the part like, okay, hey, I got it. When I'm on vacation, I still do things at time.
That was me. That was me just having. I don't know how that came about, but I just noticed that's what it was. On vacation, I would get up at 8, you know, because I wanted to get to breakfast. I want to be there by 8:30. I want to be finished with 8 because I got to get to a massage at 9:15. So I got to hurry up and do that. And that's just doing something different. But my mind is still doing the same thing I do every day. I just had to do something different. So, you know, familiarity was what it was. But now I'm just being a lot more intentional about not being familiar. Because I know that the familiarity ain't going nowhere.
It's going to still be there.
It's going to still be there when I get
It's going to still be there. He say familiarity ain't going nowhere. But you know what? But you know what? It's funny that you say that, because I ate at this restaurant, chicken salad, Chick. I don't know. I think that's the name.
I passed that.
Huh?
I passed that.
So today I was like, it's hot outside, and I want to get me something to eat, and I was like, some just told me go there, because my norm is the normal restaurants. When you have a normal thing you do, this phone is acting crazy. I'm putting under here. So when it has a normal I have a normal behavior going to the same restaurants, the same stuff, the same this. And today I just went, and I really was nervous. Nervous. Because I'm like, I'm about to do something that I don't normally do. I'm about to eat a different type of food that I don't eat. And I'm about to eat it a unique way. And I'm scared. Is it going to be good? Is it not going to be good? And, you know, I'm about to try something new. And this is today at my age I am now, and I'm shaking. I'm scared. So I ordered the food. And I was like, okay, just give it to me with chips. And I'm sitting down talking to, you know, a person on the phone about business. And I'm like putting a meal on it, whatever, and I eat the sandwich, and I was like, I never ate this before, and I was like, it's good, and I ate it all, and then I wasn't bloated, I wasn't sleeping. I was like, I mentally checked myself and said, wow, I done something different.
Yeah, something so simple like that, like a meal, because familiarity, right? We know we like what we like, we want what we want, and we take comfort in what that feels like. But just doing something totally different and being surprised about the outcome.
I was surprised. And
right.
but the thing about it is that, one, it mentally hit me whereas I was like, I'm going to try this more often. Because I eat out a lot, clearly, as you can see. But
Yeah,
I
me
eat out a lot. Yeah, I tease him a lot. He's my big brother. Not because he's 10 years older than me, but but so and this is healthy because
Yeah.
friends tell me, to get therapy, like it's always good no matter what. You don't have to have nothing going on. But right now,
good to
you don't
talk about
understand how you're helping me as a business owner and how you're helping me to realize like I need to do things differently and I need to unwind and I do need to take that time apart. I used to work 7 days a week, but I have cut it down to where I just work 5 days a week. But I got to be okay with not working those other 2 days.
Yeah. You got to realize that you're not going to miss anything. If it's meant to be in your wheelhouse, it will be there. And Monday through Friday is the norm. But we live in different times, man. I mean, why not Tuesday through Saturday? You know what I mean? I'm not, look at it differently.
Listen, I don't mind that part. But when you got 11 employees and you're still trying to grow, because of course I share personal things with you. But like I still have personal goals that I want to make. And I'm sitting there today. Honestly, today is a much better day because I honestly conquered something that I don't normally do. And that's go to an unfamiliar place and eat something unfamiliar to me. And it's like I know this is gonna be good. It's gonna be okay.
Somebody told you it was good. Now you're like, I'm doing it because
I just like it's so hot, and I was like, it's so hot, and I was like, it's hot. I don't want nothing heavy, and I just pulled in. I was like, okay, this looks like it's gonna be cool food, like cool where it's not a hot meal where it's like it's hot outside. I'm sweating, and you're giving this hot. It's irritating. Yeah, I didn't want to be hot. I didn't want to be irritating. I didn't want to feel. I just didn't want to. The mindset I had is like. I want something light. I don't want nothing heavy. I don't want no hot food. It's too hot for hot food. And I just wanted something that can be okay for me. And I did it. And I'm just shocked. Like, I did that. So you say that, and it's just funny. This isn't how, I envisioned, us to be today, but you're helping me today. Because you're helping me. Like, now I'm going to be like, okay, what I normally do, I'm going to change. Places I normally go, I'm going to change. Because do something new. Do something different.
Something different, man.
Yeah.
Love life. Love it.
So you're going to enjoy, how long is your vacation?
A week.
A week?
Yep. So Saturday to Saturday.
So I need a vacation after vacation.
Why?
Because you be tired. You cannot tell me traveling and vacationing is not exhausting.
It can be.
I come back, I be like, I need another day.
Yeah. Yeah, I need a day to recoup from the vacation.
So you're going to have Sunday?
I'm going to have Sunday.
And then you got to get back to Monday?
You got to get back to Monday.
So you're looking forward to it?
My vacation? Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, that is pretty cool. Yes. So what else is some other good things you got going on? Give us some good quotes. What's some good quotes you live by? Because you're a wise man. You're old now. You've been around.
I'm an old guy. Well, quotes. My mom used to always say, never sweat the small stuff, right? And it's all small stuff, right? And all that really meant, it takes you a little time to get there, but all it really means is that, the problems that you have will be the problems, but how you address it will be, what matters, right? So if you think things are so huge and so big, then they will be that. But if you minimize everything to just small, then you're treated as such. And I think in my business, in the dental space, dentistry is hard. Not from a what we do, but kind of the people we treat, because we treat everybody, and we see people in pain, we see people with high anxiety, and what we do, has to be almost perfect, because if it's not, it doesn't feel right, and more pain or more anxiety. So what we do matters, and but I think what's in my mind, what's kind of makes my office or me and as a dentist successful is because I tend to just be calm about everything. It doesn't. I just don't get out of that mindset, right? I'm just, if I feel a patient is looking at me and they see anxiety or they see me sweating, then they're going to be times 3, right? So I just got to be.
Promise you. I promise you.
I just got to remain calm, and that's how I am.
I love my dentist, and I love my dentist, and she jokes with me, and I be laughing, I be looking at her, I be like, And next thing you know, she like, don't grab my own. Next thing you know, she got, what? Wait, it's done? She's like, yeah. So yeah. So it those things does bring it. I like to give quotes. I like to give tips to people and business owners because a lot of people take time to start their business, and the problem with them is that people don't feel that they'll be successful, but you have to be okay with that. Will and Jada said it best, and I know it's not a good era to talk about Will and Jada because with all of their personal stuff going on, but that's their business. But what I say is that the reason a relationship lasted so long before because divorce wasn't an option. Mm-hmm. So when you have the business, you got to realize that failure shouldn't be an option. Mm-hmm.
You're right.
You can't put that in there. You have to go in there with the research of how will you make it work and what are some obstacles. And that's good to have a business plan. And it gives you the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. And it helps you to identify, what can potentially be and how can you overcome it. Not saying you can't fail, but you give yourself a good 80% chance of succeeding.
Yeah, bet on yourself all the time. Your passion should be your driving force. No one's going to have the passion you have for what you see. They shouldn't. But it's up to you to keep pushing and making that happen. Because if you go in there with a mediocre attitude, I promise you'll get mediocrity. It's not, you just don't fall upon success usually by happenstance. It's because of a driven energy or a driven force that puts positivity in your life. And that usually starts with the person.
And that's good. That's good advice. You guys hear that? So it starts with you and it starts with yourself. And I try to motivate people, but I started this podcast to let people know. People say you drive a nice car, you rich. Sweetie, you only see the shell outside. You don't see the sacrifices. You don't see the struggles. You don't see me eating noodles and to make payroll, to pay bills. Y'all haven't seen those days.
Yeah, you don't see the late nights, just thinking, how does this make sense? Second guessing yourself.
Calling your friends.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do this. How do I do this?
Yeah.
What should I do? What approach should I go? Or should I do this? And then, of course, everybody have their own opinion. Then they're giving you ideas. They're giving you their opinion. They're doing all those things. And when they're doing that, it makes it more mind-baffling, and it makes it more crazy for you to even take the approach to want to, jump. Because you're like, well, what if? Because, whenever you talk to somebody, they're always giving you the parts of it won't work.
Yeah. Be careful because
they already have them.
And you're thinking, I already thought about that. That's why we're having this conversation. I don't need that part. I need the other part.
I need the support part. Yeah. I need the part you can do it. Like, this way you can go in. This is what you can put on it. These are the things that you can do. So, yes, the support part. But especially being myself and being single, it's kind of hard because a lot of my friends, I have quite a few friends that are in business, but, business owners are busy. Mm-hmm. They're busy, and it's like, I have my friends that aren't that works jobs, and they'll be like, okay, well, conversation will be like, my boss want me to work long hours. My boss want me to work this weekend. I got to work this project. I can't take this vacation. And people fail to realize that I am a boss. Mm. So, and I'm like, I have 11 employees that get W-2 forms. So I'm like, well, you need to do it. One of my friends legit hung up with my face.
Your boss is a smart guy.
One of my friends hung up with me. Somehow, this lady's checking up on me. She's checking up and she's calling me about this. And I was like, and I'm talking to her, normally most friends like, oh, you ought to quit that job or this and that, giving you. And I just legit told him, like, well, what happened with going above and beyond for your job? Click. I was like, hello? So that makes it hard. It makes it uncomfortable for me and my friends. Hey, so it does true.
That. That's true friendship.
True friendship. They just click, hung up. But I think that you can learn a lot from your boss if you give him a chance. Mm-hmm. Because something I've learned and how I got in this position, his name is Scott Wolf, and he took $10,000 and he turned it into a multi-million-dollar company. He took $10,000 and went and bought a corner store. And a meat market, and he grew that meat market to Wagner's Meat Market. Mm-hmm. And the slogan was, you can't beat Wagner's meat. But it was something catchy. People came in town for it. They loved the shirts because, the slogan. But the thing about it is that he would tell you, I walked in his office and would empty his trash can. I would bring him coffee. I am the second in charge, and I'm coming to sit down to empty your trash can and bring you coffee. You know why? Because I want to see how you made it. I want to know how you got here.
You want to be around him.
I want to be around him, and I smelled the success. I wanted the success, and to this day, 20 years later, he's still my mentor. 20 years later. And he would tell you, I would work long hours. I would get in there from 7 in the morning and stay till 10, 11 o'clock at night. And they'd be like, you working this much for this man? Hey, my check cleared. My check cleared.
Plus, I got something else on it. I got the knowledge.
And guess what? They're where they are, all of them, and I'm here. And it's not to shine on them, but it's like I knew that the potential that this man possessed to share with me. You know?
Yeah.
So what motivates you like a lot to lead and manage and stuff?
I think what motivates me is the young generation and people. I think I'm a people's person. I like to see other people happy, and I like to see the successes, come to light, right? And not that I get along with everybody, not that not that I'm by in no way, shape, or form perfect and without flaws. But I think that the energy that I exude and the energy that I try to exude for the next generation of people that may be in my particular business, and then my family and my friends. Is kind of what makes me who I am. It feeds me as well. So my motivation in business comes from, in the dental space, it comes from, I think, the rich heritage of healthcare professionals in Atlanta and the Atlanta community that were here before me, and then going on to Meharry and understanding, how that whole school was formed and the rich history and heritage of that. But then, once I got back into Atlanta, trying to do exactly, put my light on on the community, is kind of what feeds me, and that's me in a nutshell, man. That's me in a nutshell. I couldn't do what I do without the energy of people.
So you like public speaking? You don't be nervous up there?
Nah. Not if I'm speaking about what I know. They want me to speak about something else, and I got to research it. And the questions come. I'm like, that's not my space. But when I, talking about what I do and what feeds me and what motivates me, no. I mean, who better to tell your story than you?
So, saying that, would you write a book?
I've been asked that question before. Of course I would write a book. Of course I would write a book based on my story and, how you get from there to here, and the ups, the downs, the things that I didn't see, and how that made me a better person. Because at the end, it's all about the next generation, right? It
is, and the scary part about this generation is all built when we were kids. Back many, many moons ago, but when we were kids, we work on teamwork. And when I say teamwork, we play with other kids in the neighborhood. We interact and team building, engaging. And when we played, we rode our bikes together. We hung together as a pack and a team. We, done homework or whatever have you, play video games. This day and age of kids are being raised off of social media and iPads with the misbelief that nobody wants to feel like it's worth going to school anymore. It's worth it.
They're trying to diminish what that looks like. And, and you started off with it was our generation. And I feel like it's also our generation that kind of messed that up.
How?
I don't know how we did it, but in just listening to people that are our age and kind of the next generation, we went from going over to play dates and friends' houses and making that part of what Saturday looked like to not doing that and saying, you don't need to go over there, just stay here. And then, so that generation grew up by themselves, and then they got smart and technology came, and so instead of going over for physical interaction, it became interaction on a thing, and then I can play, instead of going over to your house, I can just stay at my house and we connect on the internet, and I can be in my own space. But what that did is it decreased what social skills look like. It decreased.
Social skills are gone.
Gone. You know, and that generation, it's tough for them to be around somebody else in their space because they're not familiar with it. They didn't get it when they were young. So they get it when they're older, and it's like, why? We'll just stay here, and I can just do me and you do you. And that.
A funny story is I was at the restaurant. This was about 2 weeks ago, and I went to get me some Chinese food. And it's ironic, all my stories about food, but I'm greedy, as you can clearly see. but I was sitting down, and the lady had 2 kids, and she was on her cell phone. You're a parent. Mm-hmm. Your whole time you're on your cell phone. Mm-hmm. You're not engaging. This should be the most special time to sit down with your kids and talk. Because when we were young, my mom had 5 kids, but she sat down and we all talked and we ate and, like go out to eat and we used to go to Denny's, was one of our favorite places as kids. And we would sit down and talk and engage with our cousins. Like we played with our cousins and we fought and done all that. And it's like this mother, her daughter was doing something that was sticky and she brought her daughter to the bathroom. Do you know she came back on her cell phone and left her daughter in that bathroom? Little girl.
Yeah, I ain't surprised. Not surprised.
Little girl.
Yeah.
Ma'am, they have a whole nother side to this restaurant. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like, the Orient Express?
Yeah.
It's right there in Vinings.
Yeah. The train. Yeah.
That's she on the side where we sitting down to eat. Mm-hmm. They got the hibachi side. They got all that. You left your child in the entrance part is right there. Someone can easily take your child out the door.
Right. Especially in this day and age.
I'm like, but she got her phone.
Yeah, she got it. Can't mess up. Can't put that phone down to chill for a minute, do family time. But that's what family time is now. It's sad, but it's true. It's sad, but it's true. But I don't know.
I leave my phone on my desk now. When I go to lunch, if it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I put my phone on my desk. Mm-hmm. I'll come sit back in the break room and I'll eat. Mm-hmm. I'll sit down, I'll eat my food, and I just detach from my phone. Then I go back and I start all over again. And I get back and I may have 1 call missed, I have 0 call missed, I may have 10 calls and 20 texts missed.
What you did is you were intentional about disconnecting.
I have to.
There you go.
Because if not, this is gonna be me at work.
Right.
I need that moment to come. The woosah. And it'll only be 15 minutes because soon I'm going to get it. But I don't get the clock out at 1 o'clock back in at 2. That ain't me. Right. I don't get that. Now when I work for someone, I took my full lunch break. But now I get enough time to eat. And sometimes I'm eating on the go.
Yeah, you get it and grab it and get
it, grab it and go.
I get it.
So it's pretty much. But I really appreciate you coming, man. You helped me out today. You brought a lot of advice and wisdom, and I hope everybody can benefit from this. Dr. Dancy, he's an amazing guy, great speaker. So look on the lookout. His site's up for his website for his speaking and get company. I really appreciate it. It helps.
Absolutely, Donald.
25%. Of course, I know you support. 25%. We got the merch coming. I'm working on it. Give me about a month deadline. But by the time this drop, it should be already up and at 'em. So guess what? We got it. Click like, click share, and follow. And peace. Say bye.
Peace.
Good what you say. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Absolutely not. Life is for living.
Life is for living. I'm going to put that on a shirt. Can I have that quote?
We'll talk about it.
This guy.